Hello, and welcome back to Following Jesus. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you have any comments, put them in the comment section. I do appreciate those. Thank you for being faithful. And once again, remember that we are all in this together. I got to tell you, this morning I went fishing about 7 o'clock.
We've made it a little bit further.
I went by myself.
Be careful. You get in there and you're going to come out wet, that's for sure. But I'm almost where I want to be.
All right. I wanted to show that to you because I was thinking while I was fishing. Well, first let me read these two verses and I'm going to bring it to you. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 and 2, it says, "Wherefore, seeing we are also compassed about with such a great cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and was set down at the right hand of the throne of God." All right. So what I want you to think about is, number one, we have if we could pull back a curtain, we'd see a whole host of people on the other side watching what is going on here. And one of these days, we'll be on the other side watching what's going on here. And I say all the time, one of these days, we're going to wish that we would have done more because we're going to see how real everything is. We get so caught up with, like if you watch the news, I say it over and over and over, we're all going to die, the sky's falling. And I told you at the very beginning, we're going to find out it wasn't as bad as what they said. And, it's another agenda. It's another agenda. Satan lies. Satan uses people to speak through, to push his lies for his agenda, to keep everybody in fear. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, Christians, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. There's no need to go crazy. I'm out fishing today. I was out there, it was 39 degrees. I'm walking along the bank, and I'm thinking, you know what? If I slip and go into that 45-degree water, now, if you saw that wasn't like a creek that you're just going to walk across. I would plunge down, and it's going to pull me away. It'd take a while to get out. I'd get out. I'd no doubt about that. But by that time, I'd be soaked, and it was like 39 degrees out, and if I didn't get back to the truck in time, hypothermia starts setting in. My point is this, though. I was just out enjoying life, enjoying what I love to do. If you're not a fisherman or a fisherwoman, if you have never felt that tap and set the hook on something and fought it and got it in and let it go, well, then you don't know what I'm talking about. And I get it. For some people like to race. Some people I like to garden. We all have something a passion that we really like to do. This right here, let's see. That used to be one of my favorite times of the morning, was when the sun was coming up and I'd be on the front of my boat. I don't fish anymore. Like that. I'm not that serious of a fisherman. Let's see. Here's another one. Wait. Well, anyway, my point is this. We all have a passion about something. My passion, I still like to fish. Now, I don't have the boat and all the equipment. I had a little Zebco 33, and I'm walking along the bank with a couple rooster tails in my pocket. still just waiting and loving being outside, loving nature, just loving the whole thing. So I was thinking, if I'm walking along that edge of that water, and I know I could fall in at any time. I mean, it possible I could actually die. But my passion and just enjoying it so much, I was taking the risk. And then it made me think. It made me think about, like, me pulling the cross. Why do I pull the cross? What is it about? What is it about pulling the cross? Why do I do it? I think sometimes, and I'll tell you, I think sometimes I feel so guilty about how blessed I am. I know I'm blessed. I mean, I know I've been a Christian for 38 years. I've gone through a lot of stuff, up and downs, highs, lows, good and bad, and I'm still blessed, and I know I am. And I guess sometimes when all this kind of stuff that's going on in the news right now, coronavirus, we're all going to die, I just think it's so much garbage. I can't help but get out there and pull the cross. When they were beheading all the Christians and putting them in cages, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, I was pulling the cross all the time. It was the only way I could. It just felt like it was my way of speaking for those that couldn't speak and letting people know, hey, this is the hope. This is the hope. It's all in the cross. It's in Jesus Christ. So I want to show you one more thing. This was just going to be a quick video to let you think about what is it that you're really passionate and why. And I'm not embarrassed to be caught carrying a fishing rod around. I mean, I was walking down the side of the highway to get down to where I was supposed to be fishing. I wasn't embarrassed. Why would I be embarrassed? Pull the cross. Why would I be embarrassed to share my faith with Jesus? Why would I be embarrassed to have a T-shirt that has a cross on it, or a hat that has a Jesus Saves logo, or a license tag on the front of my truck that says Jesus? Why would I be embarrassed of that? But I'm up to 12 of these 3x5, and I'm going to read some just real quick to you on how Jesus is above normal. Everything he does is above normal. I just started it, and every time I come across something, I write it down. He was led by the Spirit and fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. I'm going to go over these another time, but I'm just reading them real quick. Resisted Satan while he was hungry and weak. He healed all manner of sickness. He takes Old Testament teachings to a higher level. Like where he says, you've heard that if you commit adultery, and then he says, I say if you even look upon a woman to lust, you've committed adultery. That's what I'm saying. He's taking it to another level. He says you pray in private and God will reward you open. Fast in private, God will reward you in open. Put God first and he'll take care of you. Bible says he taught with authority, not like the scribes and the Pharisees. He touched and healed a leper when only the priests were supposed to be able to touch it, someone unclean. He healed a servant without even going and seeing him. Cast out devils. Feeding 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 fish. I mean, it just goes on and on. Okay, remember when he said he told the man to get up and carry his bed, and that his sins were forgiven, and the Pharisees are like, who are you to? No man can forgive sin except for God. And he says, which is easier, to tell him to get up and walk, or to say thy sins are forgiven? Now think about it. Which is easier? Everybody's watching. Which is easier? To tell the man that's been crippled his whole life to take up your bed and walk, or to say your sins are forgiven? Well, it's easier just to say, thy sins be forgiven. Thy sins be forgiven. Oh, you're forgiven, my child. You're forgiven. But Jesus said to let you know that I've got power both to heal him and to forgive his sins. He says, take up thy bed and walk. The man got up, took his bed, and walked. That let the Pharisees know that he had the power to both heal and forgive. Another thing, I'm telling you, I've got 12 of these cards. I can't wait to go through those too. All right, the memory verse is Psalms 34, verse 7. It says, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. All right, sometimes maybe you feel a little intimidated or whatever. Just remember, God's got an angel around you. And something that everybody that in the Bible, when you read, when they saw an angel, one thing they all had in common, they were afraid. The angel was always telling them, fear not, fear not. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. All right. So, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. And I want you to think, what is it that you really have a passion about? Really have a passion about? And then think about what is your passion level? What is your passion level to the Word, to studying, to praying, to sharing your testimony, to living for Christ? Because the message is taking your walk to another level. This is the time we're at, and we need people to really let their light shine. God bless you. Stay safe. Take care of yourself. Pray for one another until we see again. God bless.